Hello and welcome to this session on visions and values. Thank you for listening. I'm going to try to keep this session less than 5 minutes, this bit anyway, and then because I'd like to spend a bit of time on the forms link, which will also be in the email, and that will have lots of questions to answer, I'm afraid. So if you can give a bit of time on that, that'll be appreciated. The aim of this session is following on from a session I did with staff at the in-service days in terms of rethinking about our vision and our values, which we really need to think about every 5 years or so anyway. And I think at the minute there's changes happening in the school all the time, and it's time to really think about where we're going as a school. So what is our vision, aims and values? Well, a vision is a short statement, a punctual statement, something which is really relevant to the school about where do we want to be in 3 years, 5 years, or even when our pupils leave the school. What is it we're really aiming for? We then create some aims about how do we get there, some of the key things that we do throughout their schooling to make sure that we meet our vision. And then we think about our values, which are what underpin our behaviours, our actions, our decisions in terms of how do we get to our vision. What's most important to us in terms of our values? And that's what I'm really looking forward to today, is what is most important to you? This is a question that I used with the staff in our meeting, and actually it's the first question we give at any interview for Karen Hill. So talk about how your experience of working with children and young people with complex needs has led you to apply for Karen Hill. We get lots of great answers in terms of people telling us about their experiences of youth clubs and relatives and even schools, but rarely do we get the answer to why Karen Hill. And I pondered this for a little while, and I realised actually you can look at the website, but actually it's really hard to get a good sense of what we're all about in Karen Hill. What is our vision? And thus, when somebody wants to talk about why Karen Hill, well, how are they going to know? And that's what a vision is all about, letting people know what we are all about. And if you apply for Karen Hill, or you want to come here, then hopefully your visions, your values match ours, and we'll go the same way. The difficulty is we can think about lots of important things, and sometimes we can spin in far too many plates. And what we've got to do is think about which plates are most important and which plates are the breakable plates, or rather the ones we can put back in the cupboard for later on. So what is important to us? What are the breakable plates? And then we'll come to get our vision, the values that underpin this, and how do we get there? So I want to look at a few possible vision statements. First of all, we've got these three here. And interestingly, you maybe think some of these really resonate with you, some of the words, some of the language, and I think that's important to try and pick out as well. But also to think about, do they really tell us what this school is all about? Do they give us a really good sense of the school's vision? So the first one is we aim to provide a safe learning environment with a welcoming atmosphere which creates a sense of belonging amongst the families. We maintain an inclusive environment which acknowledges and respects children from diverse family and cultural backgrounds. I think a great statement. I think there's not much we can disagree in that statement, but does it really tell us what that school is all about? Does it make it stand out from other schools? The second one, school is committed to providing a range of high quality learning and teaching within an accessible environment to provide support and challenge for each individual learner. Again, lots of really good statements in there. But again, this could be many schools or any schools. The final one, which I'm going to have to read from here because it is blocked on my screen. Our school is traditional and academically rigorous. We expect our pupils to be polite and obedient. We encourage competition and allow our pupils to win and lose. We believe that knowledge about the world is central to our pupils' success. Only when they have acquired this knowledge, they will be ready to lead and participate as full citizens. So again, this is the vision statement which most of our staff weren't keen on, but I think what it does is make it very clear what that school's expectations are, what their values are, and what they're hoping for their children to be when they leave that school. So while we might not agree with the sentiment of that vision, I think how it's been constructed and what it says is really important. Now, it might come as a surprise, but currently our vision statement is the one in the orange. Karen Hill School is committed to providing a range of high quality learning and teaching within an accessible environment to provide support and challenge for each individual learner. Again, lots of sentiments there which are really important, but I don't think really gets to the core of who we are as a school. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, on the forms link, is answer some of these questions, if you don't mind. Put as much detail, as little as you like. It might help me understand where we think where you think is most important, or what is most important in terms of this school. You might not be able to answer them very well, but you might be able to answer them better than some of us can. So please give them a bit of a try if you can. And then finally, after that, those questions, there's going to be a long list of values. And I don't know if you've seen Desert Island Discs, but on Desert Island Discs, you get to choose 5 records, 5 tracks you take with you to a desert island. And I'm going to ask you to choose, sorry, not 5, but 8. So I'm going to ask you to choose 8 values which you think are most important. At the end of that, you're actually allowed to take 1. And I want you to think about that too. Out of those 8, which is the most important? Okay, so I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, to go onto the forms link in the email, answer those questions, and at the end of it, I'll collate all that information, pull together some vision statements which I think speak to all of us, and then we're going to decide on which one we like the most. Okay, so thank you very much. It was 6 minutes, not 5. I apologise for the extra minute, and I hope you'll be able to join in with our vision statements. Okay, thank you now.